help us with what we trying to do.
Okay, what's his name?
His name is Mark. Uh, Heath. I'm not sure the last name, but
Find
yeah.
find out.
So
You will find out.
okay. So that and uh, have you heard of HNO?
No, I can't say I have.
Okay, you know about Bitcoin?
Okay, right. Yeah, I know about that.
Well, the HNO is a coin that's for hydrogen, and so the cars are going to start being hydrogen too,
Oh, they're going back to hydrogen now.
right? And
I
so, but these
thought
coins are worth something like a third of a penny or something. They're pre-sale. And after the 15th, then they'll go on the market and they'll be like Bitcoin. People will buy them and it'll go up, go down, go like that. But for $100, and if you're patient, you can maybe get $100,000.
yeah,
You know, and so it's a brother. Uh, it's a YouTube uh, little video. I sent it to you, and this brother explains about them. And he be talking about different coins, but the last coin that he talk about, the HNO, is the one that I'm talking about, and put $100 in it, and you know,
we can dive into it. You know.
yeah. And so I was thinking Mosaic, is that his name? I think he would like something like that.
Well, hopefully he'll be on today so we can talk
Yeah,
about.
yeah, cause after the 15th it'll be gone.
Wow. You say
So
they getting back on the hydrogen campaign. See, at
right.
one point they were saying hydrogen would be a little bit more volatile as a
Hmm.
fuel source, but how much more volatile could it be than gasoline? You know,
Right, right. Yeah.
combustible too. That's why it's in an engine. But
Okay.
hey, they've been tossing this back and forth for the last 20, 25 years with
Yeah.
electric, hydrogen, compressed air. Um, what other fuel sources they're talking about? I don't know. It's
But
just been,
Them Africans, like in Zimbabwe, this guy got energy from radio waves. You know, you don't use gas, don't use electricity, radio waves.
yeah, I
So
can see it. I can see it if you have the right type of engine.
yeah,
Um,
and they have different African countries have cars now, electric cars.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
um, Africa is really developing. Within the last, let's just say, 50 years.
Okay.
Been held back for so long because of colonization and imperialization also.
Nice.
Um, but now that people, can become educated and, utilize their educations to better their country and cities and towns, or not towns, but villages, hey, it's an
Yeah.
opportunity. And if Africa came together, all of the countries, oh man, it
Did you
would be.
hear what this guy did in Kenny Bassa?
No, what happened?
It was like uh, the IMF, International Monetary Fund. They came in and it was telling them all the help they was gonna give him and how good it was gonna be. And he read all of what they said. And when they came and presented it, he said no. And
Oh,
they said they couldn't understand. He said, no, you don't understand. This is the they said he said, I said no. That's it.
right.
And they tried to and so they tried to take his money, but he was smart enough to go to China and make a deal so that he shifted all of his gold to China. And
Oh
then when
wow.
they started talking about what they was gonna do, he told them it's too late. He already moved. You know? Elon Musk is something that the Tesla use in their engines, cobalt, I think, and they were taking that from him. He closed it down. He naturalized it, whatever. Well, he took the company and made it for the country, nationalized it. I mean, and he's just doing this stuff. And when he took his gold out of I think it was the European Bank,
Uh-huh.
about 7 or 8 other African countries did the same thing. Put it in the Chinese bank, the Russian bank, you know. So they don't even have to deal with the dollar anymore.
Mm.
So
Well, upset a lot of folks, ain't it?
yeah, it is. It is. Man, I just got to take better care of myself because this world is getting so interesting.
You got
Yeah,
that right. You
yeah,
say you got to make sure you get a hang on with a better grip. Cause
yeah.
this right can get really interesting.
Hey, and then they say in 2050, Africa is going to be one of the biggest continents with the youngest population and the wealth. You're going to have gold and oil and all that kind of stuff, you know?
Population is like three, three
Yeah,
billion, almost 4 billion, 3.7 or something like that.
yeah. Okay.
But
So,
hey, I don't know what the heck people thought they were doing, but it didn't work. Let's just say
right,
that. It
right.
didn't work.
I mean, you can't keep doing the same old thing. You know, you got to come up with something new. And they didn't think they had to come up with nothing new.
But that's what you got to stop doing.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They've been playing with Africa for a long time. You know, it was the wealthiest, continent, for thousands of years.
Yeah.
That it was placed, on the maps.
Yeah.
But people came in and did all this craziness to it.
But you know what? You know why they did that? Cause Mansa Musa, the richest man ever lived, the Europeans didn't know about Africa.
Right?
But when Mansa Musa went to Mecca and they saw all of his wealth, they said, "Where that nigga come from?" Excuse my language. And they said Africa. And that's when they got interested in Africa. And that's when they started going into Africa to get the
That gave,
gold.
that
Huh?
gave them that gave them the intentions, huh?
Right.
To
You know,
start
see,
looking.
we show off when we get a little wealth or something. And when you show off, that means people be trying to take what you got.
I think it's beyond showing off. They said he would just go through areas and just leave boatloads of money,
Right.
in gold. And,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Nah, he would change the economy, you know? So,
That's what I heard.
mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of made this astute. I don't want to say. Wait a minute, hold on. It was an astute analysis that we talk about, like here, the city, is in debt, and then the state's in debt, and then the feds. I don't know what they're claiming, but they're definitely not giving up the money. But everybody's in debt to somebody, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my if everybody's in debt and we in debt to China and this and that, who is China in debt to? Because we all on the same planet. Who they in debt to? Who? Mars?
Mm-hmm.
Venus? What planet? Because at the end of the day, where is this? Who do you really owe on this planet? we all on it, but we know what it's all about. It's about greed, man, and power. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird setup. That's all I can say. You know, everybody's up the chain in debt, in debt, in debt. At the end of the day, who's the person that's the most in debt, and who are they, you know, really in debt to? And sure ain't nobody off this planet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or or is it? And we don't know about it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, we about to dive in. Where everybody go here? I see Mark is on. How you doing, Mark?
Peace. How are you? Blessed.
All right, all right. I see you, meet you.
Okay, so Steve, this is Mark I was telling you about.
Okay, right. Let me just.
So Mark,
Yes, sir.
can you tell Steve and other participants uh, about the Encompassing Center and what you do?
Most certainly. So the encompassing center is basically a community center, a mental health community center, on 3019 West Harrison. So we serve East and West Garfield, North Lawndale, and near West Side. So anybody in those areas can come by and get free mental health services, pretty much of any kind, including speaking to licensed therapists, have group therapy, children's therapy. All of those things are available, and then we do different events and things like that. I am the prevention educator. Specifically, we're concentrating right now, just based on the numbers in our community, on suicide prevention. So I do suicide prevention trainings virtually every week through the Encompassing Center, and then I also, am involved in the community, going to events. I can come to people's homes, people's houses, talk to people about, what signs and things to look for, things like that.
And this is the center that's located on Harrison and California or Sacramento?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
So now the thing is that most of the people who be on this Zoom meeting are in Austin, but they all over the West Side. They ain't just Austin. But what we want to do is bring the mental health services to Austin and the whole West Side. We want to eliminate it, and we're gonna start out with suicide.
Well, most definitely. So even me specifically, right? You
Right.
got to live in those areas to just to be treated by a clinician at our space. But as far as like coming in and talking to you about suicide prevention or just mental health, period, it's definitely all over the West Side, and I'm definitely committed to coming anywhere, talking to everybody.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I know that sometimes there are funding limitations, and hey, I don't want to go go to jail for nothing, like that, right? You know. So, but we want to help the people, and so like the workshops that you have, uh, is it by Zoom or is it in person? Or how does that go?
Um, I have ones that I do on Microsoft Teams every week, but other than that, I can schedule them in person to come and do for people. I also am working on doing Zoom ones and things like that. I meet people at the library typically. Any of the libraries on the west side and come and do them. I can do them at schools, churches, and like I said, I can even come and just speak to people in their homes or wherever they feel comfortable and just talk to them about it. I have a couple of slides that I show people, maybe a video that I might show you on my computer. But for the most part, it's just really conversation about signs and things that they noticing and people who they care about and in themselves, and kind of checking in with them and talking to them about what they need to look at to just be safe for themselves and their families.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. That sounds great. So,
So
So
people
let me
should
ask.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So realistically, you're meeting people where they're at.
Yes, 100%.
That's what it takes. I was asked once about what did I think mental health looked like, and I said to a group of people that were looking for it was for a Cook County Commissioner position. And I said, we got to meet people where they're at. That means door to door, because people are not going to come out. They're just not going to come out on the streets and be like, yeah, look at me, help you. It's a very discreet, one-on-one, personal type of situation. So most often and then the other thing is they don't want to come in there. It's like, well, I got to come in and then I don't know who I'm seeing. I can't just, so, and then you talk to people on the phone that get some little encouraged, but it's just different when you can actually meet them one-on-one where they're at. And, how do you do that? The way that you just mentioned, those are very innovative ways in my mind. You're on mute, Mark.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And it's funny that you thank you, first of all. You're absolutely right. And it's funny that you say that, the innovative piece, because I guess it is innovative in terms of like technically how institutions go about engaging with communities, but really traditional wise, especially if you just think of it like, I'm an old church kid, so just when you think of it like ministry and things like that, where you really just like, oh, I feel like I got something that people need to get access to. You just go out there and you meet them where they're at. Like it just seems it's very much a tradition, that I feel like we come from. Even stuff like this, where it's like we're meeting and we're talking about what it is that we do and making sure that people are aware. It's like this is something that we was all that I know I was raised in, as far as all of this stuff is concerned.
Another thing is this is the Encompassing Center has been around for almost what 4 years or more now, Tiny?
yeah, maybe 6.
6? Has it been that?
Think-
It was before COVID, huh?
I'm sorry.
It was before COVID when you started working on this whole concept.
Yeah, I think so.
I do recall it was like, it could have been 2019. I remember we were over at St. Agatha, and there was a big push in with some people from St. Agatha being involved also, right?
Right. Right. Saint Alex, Malachi. Um, what is that one downtown? At the big white building. But most of the Catholic church were involved with it.
Okay. Big white building? It's a
Yeah,
Catholic church?
building. What's that big white building? It's a Catholic church.
On what street?
Let me see. Maybe Harrison or something. Right next to the loop. Right before you go downtown.
Hmm.
And they have a block party every year.
Oh, you're talking about St. Peter's. I think it is.
Is it which?
St. Peter's. I think it's St. Peter's. Or
No,
is it or St. Michael's? St.
no.
Michael's.
But
It's got an Irish name.
it's got a and very
Yeah,
popular.
it's right outside of Greektown.
Right.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. What are you talking
Right.
about?
So
Wow, they involved? Didn't know that.
yeah. So so but it's good and it's ours. The encompassing center is for the people,
Exactly.
you know? And so and this what Nima, do, do you know about that, Mark?
Oh, hold on. I'm so sorry. You talking about the mental health organization?
Right, the mental health
I
organization.
know. I know you talking about. Yeah, for sure.
Hmm. Right. Could you tell them about that?
They do. I do two types of trainings. One is the QPR suicide prevention training, which is shorter, and it's just like CPR, but it's specifically for suicide prevention. QPR is a big organization. They train people and give them certificates and stuff like that, just like you can get trained for CPR. Then there is the NAMI New Hampshire Connect suicide prevention training, and that's much longer. That's probably about 4 hours, and it's a little more extensive, and it goes into like specifics based on what you do. So, like, if I'm training an organization that does, after school programs or something like that, I might train them in the Connect program so that they have that to use on their like faculty and their students and stuff like that.
Hold on. Go ahead. You had something to add to NAMI? Hello?
Say that again.
No, I said, was there something else wanted to add to? Not was it not?
NAMI. It's a National Association for Mental or National Association Against Mental Illness or something like that. NAME. Yeah.
Now I understand that they have one of those uh, groups at Hope Church over there with Pastor Epton, and so I want to maybe bring some of that to Lawndale. It's
Hmm.
already in Austin, but like have those kind of resources available to people.
That's the church is Old St. Pat's Church.
Yeah, old St. Pat. That's it. That's it, Steve. Right. Right.
And they're involved. Wow. All the way from there.
Right.
Now you were saying about Pastor Epton
And that um Momney, whatever.
Nomi.
Nami. Yeah. That they've got a group over there at his church.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so so I would like to get them in some other places like East and West Garfield, or something over there too.
Right.
So and so
But primarily, NAMI is or NOMI or NAMI is it's an online service, right? I mean, on the phone service.
not yeah, 'cause I understand that they have actual classes where they come in.
Yeah. NAMI does like mental health education, and they have a lot of different services that they can provide. Some of them are like over the phone and stuff like that, but mainly what they do is train people in different mental health things that they would need to know, or like give workshops and things like that. So we could definitely get more of a NAMI presence in like on the west side and make sure like we get more of those groups in different organizations. That's a great idea. And it's something that we can start working on as far as just reaching out to them and seeing exactly how to schedule those things.
Right. Okay. All right. So and I was thinking, like we don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Hmm.
It's a lot of different groups doing different things. We just need to find out who they are. Okay. So maybe we can have some sort of a place where we can come together and let people explain what they do, like you did, you know? Uh,
Hmm. I know that, hold on, really quickly. On November 19th, where is it? Because I just got the flyer for this. On November 19th, the North Lawndale Community Health Council is doing an event at 3750 West Ogden. that's gonna have it's a turkey giveaway, but they're also doing a whole event for Movember for men's mental health in November. So it's gonna be a bunch of different mental health organizations there. I think they're also gonna have like an art therapy session there where people can like work with an art therapist and stuff like that. I'm gonna try to send this flyer to y'all. Hold on one second. But yeah, there's events and stuff like that that happen all the time where we can get more people to come out and kind of see so the community can see what is available.
Right.
So I had a question. How is it funded?
The Encompassing Center?
The center, yes.
With people property taxes.
Exactly.
I remember.
Now this is what we tried to do in Austin, but somehow the signatures got separated and they wasn't counted as one. So we didn't have enough to bring a mental health center to Austin.
And that was from the petition support?
Right.
I would kind of remember that. That was like during COVID or right after COVID or something.
Well, it was I know when we won the same time Trump won. When was that?
That was 2020.
Okay. Well, when so what happened when Quinn was in office, he said that if you got 8% of the previous elections, you can signatures for 8% of previous election, you could put a referendum on the ballot. And so they told us we needed 2,600 signatures. We turned in 10,800 some signatures, and we got the Encompassing Center, and we got our commissioners, and you know, and we've been working. Like I said, maybe 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I remember because I remember there was some individuals from St. Agatha that was involved, and we met just before 2020. We were talking in depth about it. We're there.
And see, like me, Bill, Bob Gannett, the white guy that really is behind the program.
Mm-hmm.
Trent, did I say Butch? We went out knocking on doors to get these signatures, going into people's houses and stuff, you know. So so it really is our center, you know.
That's a good thing because
Yeah.
mental health it's an issue that's most prevalent in our communities, but we overlook it because of the stigma and many people just feel they don't have anywhere that they feel comfortable, to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like when I went to Dartmouth, I went through culture shock. I was in another culture. I had to adjust to another culture. When I came back to Chicago, I had to readjust back to Chicago. They didn't have anybody to help me, you know. 'Cause I guess I wasn't acting crazy, so they didn't think I was crazy, but I was crazy, you know. So you know, it's all kind of stuff, and what these young people see and what they are exposed to, hey, it's rough.
Yeah, it's very rough when there's no one. You feel there's no one that can support and help you.
Yeah.
And where to turn with it. But good that because I know I talked to Miss Jacobs and she was just telling me that you wanted to collaborate with her regarding mental health issues. And I'm like, yeah, you brought that up a week or so ago.
Mm-hmm. So, when I say I want to eliminate mental illness on the West Side, I thought that was a big deal. But you know, people say, "Oh yeah, okay, I'll help."
Mhm.
It ain't no big deal. People see a need for it, and most people see something they can do.
Right.
Yeah. So hey, so let's do it.
So what do you say, Ella?
I came in on the tail end, so I'm not. I don't want to say something and I'm on the wrong mark.
Well, I just asking you, since you worked in social services,
Yeah, I
what,
was a therapist.
well, give us the whole idea of what you think about the encompassing center, also the need to support mental health, um, mentally, how do I say it? People that need mental health assistance. And do you think
Well,
there's
the
motivation?
sad thing about mental health is that people who actually have a mental illness don't think nothing's wrong with them because they've been in that mode for so long that they do not think they're mental and they're satisfied with their life because we had a hard time getting people to take their meds because the meds made them slow, slowed them down, and they like being high and acting crazy. So I mean that's the biggest problem we had. And these are people that came from Madden and Oak Park Mental Health Center up there on Irving Park. And they were very mental, but they didn't think they were mental. They thought they were okay, and it was normal for them to act that way. So, and there is a need for it, but if you don't realize you're sick, there's no help for you. It's a big struggle.
You don't feel that there's no help for you.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They think they're normal. They think everything is all right.
Right.
Because I know there's a need for it, a great need. Not only in black communities, but it's all over the place.
Well, I understand they were trying to push to get one in Austin, and it didn't quite work out because some technicality or something. But
But yeah, Austin never had a mental health facility.
I think we really do need it. There are a lot of people that I just see in the community, and I say, wow, we have so many there's a large amount of homeless people
Mm-hmm.
in Austin now, and they're primarily around Lake Street and right up in that area, in Central.
And they're homeless, most of them by choice, because they don't like the rules and regulations that they have in the shelter, and they think the shelters are more dangerous than being out there on their own.
Yeah.
But realistically, you know, it's not just the shelter that they need. Some need mental health assistance, and that's what I'm thinking.
Well, but the thing is getting to realize that they need mental health. That's the problem because they don't think they do. They think they're fine.
Mental health help, right? Mental health help.
Like I say, the hardest part is talking them into accepting mental health services.
Right. So where when you work, you mind telling us where you work?
Oh, Lawndale Mental Health Center. It was a city of Chicago mental health center before Ron destroyed everything.
Okay.
right there on Western and no on Roosevelt and not Campbell. Yeah, it was right there on Campbell and Roosevelt.
Yeah, I
You
know.
know what? Right?
Yeah, I know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I mean, that was our hardest job because we were in like the ACT program. That's for the severely mental ill. Um, we had to provide them with food, shelter, clothing, and all kind of stuff because they did not feel they were sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the problem.
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, they're not sick. I mean, they're they have mental challenges, but they can survive. I had a client, Johnny Brown, when I worked at Bobby Wright. He
Mhm.
told me that he didn't want no house. He knew how to go to shelters and stay. And then when he got his check, he stayed with his girlfriend for a couple of days. He knew how to come and get boxes of food. He knew where to go and get clothes. He knew how to go get papers to sell. He, he had a lifestyle.
Yeah, he was self sufficient. He was surviving.
Right.
He was just crazy.
Right. He was just crazy. Because if you see him, he may have some scissors in his hair, any kind of crazy kind of stuff. But he could survive.
Right.
Survive.
Really resilient people because you said you heard of making a way out of no way,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that's one of the things they did. They survived.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem was the ones who had children as well. That was really sad because they brought their kids up, you know, with their behavior.
Yeah.
And the kids think it's normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but you know, when I think about it, I don't understand how we can afford not to have these kind of services in any of our communities. You know,
Mm-hmm.
just telling Mark, much of what he's doing is meeting people where they're at, and and that, yeah, you say you can read online services, and you go to their home, right?
Well, you gotta.
Uh-oh. It was kind of loud. A lot of background noise I heard. But go ahead, you can come back.
Oh. Yeah, you gotta meet them where they're at. You have to do that and let them feel they're a part of the solution you want to give. Don't come in there thinking that you all this and that, and your life's so great. You can't do that because their lifestyle is normal for them. It's been normalized with years of being mental, surviving on the streets or whatever it is. So, and you have to have a lot of empathy, a lot, and place yourself in their shoes so you'll know how to act and not make them feel inferior.
Mm-hmm.
Because they really don't want sympathy. They
No,
want a good life, you know. So
it's a good life, huh?
yeah, they want a good life that's getting that once a month check, go to the food pantry, get food, pay their rent if they have an apartment, and that's a good life for them. They can't see beyond that.
No corrections. No
Right. And,
corrections.
and once you find one that you finally reach, you want to help them, not put them down. You want to help them and move them on. Let them see that as another way of living.
Menards is your destination for all concrete and mortar. Whether you're setting a post or pouring a sidewalk, we carry a one.
That existing is not an option. You want to do better than it just exists.
I got you. Well, you have any more to add, Mark? Or do you have anything, DeAndre?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you, sister, for like all of the work that you did and that you're doing and all of that information, because that's extremely helpful for me. And what I'm trying to do and engaging with the community. You're 100% right that it's like I have to that you can't do it without empathy, and that you can't do it looking down on people. Um, with what I do specifically, I work more with people who do want the help, you know what I mean? Or with people who are dealing with mental illness or just mental strain, mental trauma, but are not necessarily people who are dealing with severe mental illness. What I mean by that is like people like everyday people, but they need to go to a therapist. Kind of like if you hurt yourself physically. You have some people who, they might be paralyzed, and it's like no matter what you do, they're never going to walk. Then you have people who it's like, oh, you hurt your leg, and your leg needs treatment so that you can get it functioning fully. And that's kind of where we are on the mental health scale. It's like we see people and clients every day who are just everyday people, but it's like, yeah, if you live in this city, you've seen stuff, you go through stuff, you experience stuff, you have stuff going on where you need somebody to talk to who's a trained professional. And then people like us who are just quote unquote going through regular things, it can get so bad that either you attempt, to harm yourself, or you just think about it a lot, or you just get those thoughts that'll pop up in your mind sometimes, like my family would be better off without me, or nobody cares if I'm here anymore, stuff like that. And that's where we come in at the Encompassing Center. That's where I come in specifically. It's like just helping you so that you have somebody where you don't have to go through that by yourself, and you can get through it to get to the other side of it. And it's just a feeling that you went through versus it being something that actually, impairs you from being able to live your life to the fullest, or actually takes your life, right? We get you out of that, get you through that mindset to the next part of your journey in your life. So that's mainly what we do. Or what I do. I should stop saying we. I feel like we do have therapists who do different things. What I do as a prevention educator is I'm community support work first and foremost. I exist because the community that built the Encompassing Center, people like Alan, literally said, we want somebody to come in here and talk to us about how to get the suicide thing down in our community. So it's my job to engage with the community. It's my job to work with the community to get what they want done. So I feel really privileged in that the people want me. Like they literally said, we need this happening. So it's like I work directly for the people to get them the help that they are asking for.
So what can we do to help the center?
Oh, well, don't be afraid to reach out to us and use us. We definitely are coming out in the community and doing outreach. I'm definitely, like I said, gonna be reaching out to the community directly and be moving around and so people can see me. But like I know about the stigma with mental health, and I know how how people use your mental health against you. That's not what we do at the center. Myself, Star Braddock, Dr. Jennifer. Those are three names. Myself, Mark Heath. Those are three names at least that I can tell you for sure. It's like you can trust us. You can come and talk to us, and we can help you figure out the next move. If we can't help you directly or get you like the mental health support that you're looking for, we can refer you out. If it's not for you, if it's for your friends, if it's for your family members, if it's like I said, if it's a big thing that's like, oh, this is life threatening, we need emergency help. If it's just a little thing like, this is just like you got a cold and you go to the doctor, if it's something little and small like that, we help with those things too. So like come by and see us, or I'm gonna put my email I can put my email in the chat right now. And it's like you can reach out and email and call about really anything, literally. But that would be the most helpful thing to do is just, reach out to us so that we can know what's going on with y'all.
Okay. Keep the lines of communication going. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
Communicate. Just learn to communicate. Sounds like a plan. And you're going to leave the email information and phone number in the chat?
Yes, sir. I'm doing that right now. Here I go.
That sounds like a plan, y'all. What else we need? Well, we're gonna dive back into that because we got people that are be coming on a little bit later also. But I think what's going on now, the Bears won. Let's not forget the Bears, right, y'all? Bears win. That's a good thing. And then what we really need to be talking about also is what's going on in the community as far as all of this. I was out at that ICE facility the other day, yesterday, and I had an opportunity to see, what it was like outside, which was oddly enough, it was almost like, how do I put it? Like people have been kidnapped because they got shrines. They have a shrine out there, literally with the faces of people and candles and things. Then you got ministers showing up, and these ministers, well, mostly was deacons. I saw a lot of deacons, but nevertheless, the people were out there protesting. And I was at a Proviso township meeting, and it was strange because the mayor of Broadview, where the facility is at, she said that the person that's over that, what's the lady's name? I can't think of her name. That's over this whole ICE and Border Patrol group. She wanted to come to the Broadview facility, municipal building, and use the bathroom, and they said no. Why don't you use the facility where you're at? And they said, well, it must be really bad in there. She can't even use their own facility. And they won't let congressmen come in. They won't let, representatives of Congress in. And they should have every right to check the facility out, make sure it's still humane and healthy. But they said that they're not letting anyone in to see anything, and they're going to stand on that. But it was a situation. That's what I could tell you about that. It was a bit of a situation to see.
But that ain't our fight.
No. I was believe me, I was there as a proviso, and then it was literally, the windows were so big, you saw everything that was going on.
Okay.
They put windows, 10 by 10 windows, and you could see everything. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is the site where they're housing people. And then I was told that they're held there until they sign an affidavit or a letter saying that I'm willing to be deported. I'm like, you did all this? And then you try to get somebody to sign that? I'm like, you think they gonna do that? I don't know, man. Yeah, it ain't our fight, but I'm trying to figure out, are they really? See, my thing is, what's really going on? Do we really know? Do we know if anybody's really being deported? Do we know, or is this all showtime? We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think it's like you say, all showtime.
Yeah.
Whether it's about Epstein or, the dollar or what.
Right. Yeah, something is shaking bacon, man. I'm just trying to put it all together. But nevertheless, um, that was something I happened to come across and was like, wow, this is really what's going on right here. And then they had you ever seen there was like about a dozen or more women dressed like the Handmaid's Tale with that all red on and the bonnets on their heads and the hoods, and they were just kind of like walking through. I mean, I, I could see the ministers, I could see many of the others out there, but at a certain point, I'm like, what are you out there trying to make a spectacle of yourself? I'm like, I just didn't understand the Handmaid's Tale women, you know. What I mean, yeah, you get the attention of people. You all walking down the road with red bonnets and hoods and you know, Little Red Robin Hood looking outfits. But what are you really gaining from that? You know? I think we need some truth and understanding to a lot of things. Then there are a lot of other things, like you said, whose fight is it? I mean, there are fights going on, you know?
Yeah.
There's incidents off everywhere. There was an incident on Ogden and I think it was Central Park or somewhere like that, St. Louis. And it was just crazy because there are a lot of black people that were out there just fighting with the police. And I'm saying, wow, you know, don't they realize what's going on? They're picking up sticks and the police stood their ground and young black kids picking up boards and sticks, getting ready to stand their ground. I'm like, this is an odd scenario, man. It's just to be, you know, combative and for no reason, you know. I mean, other than they said there was some shots fired, and I don't know the person that was shot or people that were shot. Police came in kind of hide or something. I don't know, but I mean, I just don't know. I just don't see why at this day and age young black people want to be out there fighting with the police like that. You know. Also, did anybody hear about? I was trying to read the article. There were two men shot on 26 and I don't know, it's like in Pilsen or something like that, or Little Village.
Yeah, Little Village.
Yeah, what was that about? You know? No idea. Yeah, somebody said
the guy robbed a store. So he took something from the store, and then the people that worked there started chasing him. And he turned around and shot him.
Oh, that was the jewelry store.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Because he killed both of the people, the young man and the older gentleman. He killed them.
Did they catch him?
Nope.
I'm like, what is going on?
Wow.
You know? I mean, I'm sure they were insured.
Right.
They weren't. They got a different kind of insurance they need now. Man, it's a bit much.
Well, you know, I think he was by him being Latino, they don't get insurances like that when they have stores because they don't think nothing like that is gonna happen to them. So I'm not sure if he had insurance or not. I just because if I had insurance, I wouldn't chase nobody.
Well, no.
What you say, Tiny?
With no gun, you know.
Even then, look what it got them. I mean, both of them. It was like, you running after what?
Right. Hmm.
So, I don't know. That's just, and then you look at all the stuff that's going on, and the same old things going on, you know?
Mhm.
Same things plus more, plus more. I don't know. But did we talk about the midterms? We didn't talk about the midterms, right? Well, the
No,
election went
we
on
did.
in
But you know, like I was saying, watch New York, and that guy won. Democratic Socialists. We're getting closer to socialism.
yeah. I don't think it's anywhere near what socialism really was and is.
Right.
But we know that socialism failed. That's why the Berlin Wall came down in '90. You know, they had tried it for almost 90 years, 80 something years, and it didn't work out. About 80, 70 something years, something like that. After the Bolshevik Revolution in what, 1918 or something like that, 1917.
Mm-hmm.
Tried it in Soviet Union and didn't work. It caused a collapse, which we didn't realize that that society was collapsing, and then of course during the '80s, Ronald Reagan he wrote the Star Wars adventure, and I don't mean that as far as the movie. He sold the country and the world on the idea that he had a Star Wars Star Wars military installation where it was set up in outer space and it would do all these fancy things and then when it was all over, he said, "Oh, it was just a bluff." We didn't invest. If we had invested that kind of money into that, we would have went broke. But it was a really crazy bluff. But I guess he won with it because what ended up happening, the Soviet Union ramped up. They couldn't ramp up against anything that wasn't really there. So they put a lot of money into nothing because we had nothing. But you know how that goes. If you got your finger under your shirt saying I got a gun, and the other guy goes, "Well, I'm gonna go get a bigger gun." Well, who's gonna really outbluff the other person? That's what ends up happening. And you don't want it to be in the wrong way. But anyway. Oh. So what else you got? What you say there, Raheem?
What's going on, Steve?
You got it.
How you feeling?
Oh, look, I'm feeling all right. Gotta grab me a little bit to eat. But
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I don't know if you could hear it, but yeah.
That's all good. That's what we want to do, get everybody kind of acclimated on this Sunday so we can chat it up and move on and get information to at least help us support each other and if not, have solutions.
Yeah, for sure.
So we were just touching base earlier with Mark Heath from the Encompassing Center, which is located on Harrison and Sacramento. And it's a mental health facility that supports and helps people within the community at large. And they have some pretty innovative ways of doing it. Mark, I told him we'll talk a little bit more about it as more people dial in and what have you. But, these facilities are definitely needed. And I'm really trying to figure out how the mental health facilities could be of a big impact when it comes to substance abuse also, because there's some things that are very much tied together in our communities, especially where one is not looked at, they both need to be looked at, one and then the other. What were you about to say, Mark?
Oh, I was just agreeing with you. We also have a couple of counselors at the Encompassing Center who specialize in treating substance abuse and things like that as well. So yeah, I was just agreeing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just apparent to me, and it took me some years to figure it out, but I figured it out for over 2 or 3 decades now, because in the 80s, it was a big thing where they would say, we're fighting a war on drugs. We're fighting the war on drugs. And I used to always think, I'm like, if there's a war, usually wars are fought on the front lines. They go to where, hey, that's the enemy there. We're going to the enemy and stop this. But if you're fighting a war on drugs and we know where the drugs coming from, how come we ain't never just been right there on the front line? It always infiltrates back across into our, communities and areas. And those are not the front line. The front line is where they're actually, making the stuff. And for decades, cocaine was, when it ain't never stopped, there's only one place you can make cocaine. Nobody has come up with a way to make cocaine anywhere else in the world other than Colombia and those areas, in South America. But and that even today, that ain't even one of the biggest issues, because fentanyl and opium is, I heard they make opium in Mexico now. And it used to just be in the Middle East or Afghanistan and those areas. That was like one of the biggest, the most prevalent areas where opium was coming from, especially during Vietnam era. But now that's kind of made everywhere. But cocaine, it's like, come on. And then somebody tell me, I hardly ever hear about crack. I mean, crack is probably the least of the drugs that are out there now. For the ones that I hardly hear anything about, it's always fentanyl and or some opium. That's just been, man, it's been hitting hard for over 10, 20, 15, a good 15, 20 years. It's been hitting very hard in our community. Right.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody say too much about crack either recently.
No,
So yeah, I think like most of the people that I see out, it's like heroin or like how you were saying, like the fentanyl thing, or mixing the two.
Yeah, yeah. Crack isn't as prevalent anymore because the body's gotten conditioned to it. So folks are constantly looking for higher highs. That's why people get addicted in the first place. Once you use it so much, your body gets used to it, and you want to, and the guys that I've started to talk to with the work that I do now, they always talk about, they refer to chasing that high, and the first time that you do it, you'll never get that experience again. So you're going to keep trying new things to try to get that first feeling once again. So yeah, it's we definitely don't have crack being as prevalent as it used to be.
Right. And the newer drugs, are they cheaper?
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like weed, a dime bag used to be a dime. But then once they started doing how you call it, like legal weeds, man, you start being able to get a quarter. Man, a quarter used to run you about at least 85, depending on where it was and how good it was. Man, quarter, man, you pay $10 for a quarter now. So, like the worse it is, the cheaper it is. So
Right, go ahead and
yeah.
explain what you're doing, DeAndre, in the field.
So we just got our go ahead from Cook County Department of Health. And I'm going to be doing what's called wisdom circles. Now, at first, it was going to be a research project focused on Black males 45 and up that were experiencing overdose from opioid use. But it was proven to be too difficult in terms of trying to get what Cook County was looking for from these guys, particularly because Black men don't get an opportunity to speak about these issues. And so when we were approaching them, trying to, and when I say we, I have a team of 3 guys that work under me, and they have lived experience. So they've used in the past, and they've been in recovery for at least 30. I know the more senior ones like 35 years, and then the years goes down after that. But when we would get these guys in the room, they would just start talking. And I'm talking about they sharing all types of stories. Our job, if you will, was to try to get them to come up with questions that we can actually ask other men. But when we put them in the room together, man, I'm talking about one of the guys was talking about almost being castrated from, I guess he might have ran off with the plug money or something, and this is all type of stuff. And so it was difficult to try to turn this into a research project because these guys was like, man, I just want to talk, man. I don't care about all that. So ultimately they shifted our project, and now we're going to do what's called wisdom circles. So my 3 guys, they're going to be the peer facilitators, and they are going to lead the conversations with these men. And we shifted the scope because men kept telling us we need to go younger. We started at 45, but now we're going to do 35 and up. And we're going to have groups, which are cohorts. And these cohorts are going to last for 5 weeks, and they are going to each have a theme. So the first week is going to be racism and masculinity. I can't remember all the other subsequent weeks, but like the last one, we'll go into pride and community, spirituality, and something else. And so each of these sessions, we'll have 8 men in these sessions, 5 weeks each. So for a total of 40 weeks, we're going to be doing this until next September. And so we're going to actually start in December. Right now, my guys and I are undergoing training in various ways. And although I'm just going to sit back and record what's happening, including capturing themes, resources that they may ask for, or just in general keep up with the connections that they make through these sessions, I'll still be getting trained in various ways. So, but yeah, that's what we're working on now.
Okay. Like a plan that you got in hand, and it tends to always work like that with first time programs. You find that you're supposed to go left, but you end up looking like why left's not taking me where I need to go, but right will get me somewhere where I need to be. So you turn right, and you rename, and you reorganize, and you keep it moving so you can,
Yeah. In addition, what I'm finding is that there's grant funding, especially with Cook County. It can be a tall task to work with them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I remember when back in the late 90s, we had a program called the Juvenile Drug Court. And that was to work with all of the, because, young people were selling drugs and going to jail and this and that, but we didn't look at the real purpose of the Juvenile Drug Court. Because what ended up happening was the people that were ending up in the juvenile drug court were older suburban people because they were buying and they were getting caught. So it's like there are any juveniles from our communities coming to this court so we can work with them and not just throw them in jail and come up with some solutions to help them out. It was all when majority suburban white people, that were buying, they got caught in the net. So we ended up changing the programs from juvenile drug court to just drug court. And it used to be held at the 25th district back then, and it just evolved, and I don't know what happened to it after that. It was just a weird setup. But you tend to see the true direction of how things are going, and then you make adjustments.
Yeah.
I'm just curious where are we gonna go with all this, because you got fentanyl, and then it changes to something else, and then how do you keep up when these synthetic drugs are made more and more prevalent, and they're more and more potent or deadly every time? I mean, how do you keep up? I don't never recall a time in history where this stuff was changing like the wind, and then people are, like you said, chasing it. Used to be a time, a heroin user, he ain't using cocaine. He's just using heroin. A cocaine user, he ain't really using heroin. It's just, I don't understand. But it does probably go back to mental health. Overall, how do we address that? If we can address the person's mental health and how we can facilitate and get them in the right direction, maybe they will not focus on using and creating all these other barriers.
Yeah, it's definitely it's definitely mental health related. A lot of the guys, they talk extensively about their the mental hold that it has on you. And then, again, just having the conversations, a lot of it is trauma, whether it was abuse, and it was the pressures of society, of just in general being a black man, it seeing friends do it, I suppose what you would think would lead a person to doing it is kind of what comes up, consistently. So, but I would say more or less a lot of it is mentally motivated. Especially that's what becomes the biggest challenge in terms of trying to get off of it.
Right. Getting the mind in the right direction. Yeah. Speaking of challenges, we were talking a little bit about the midterm, but I'm going to go back to the SNAP benefits. So it's on again, off again, half again, nothing again. I mean, this stuff is all over the place, and I don't understand, how do we play as a government? How do we play with the lives of people when food is a necessity? It's nothing political behind it. It's a necessity. You have to have food. So how is it that we play these games?
Well, one thing, for some reason, they think that it's only Black people or Latinos who get SNAP. Because on TV, that's all you see is a Black woman talking about her SNAP being cut off. So that's misrepresentation. I'd like to see a white woman talk about SNAP, because there is more of them on it than us, but I have never seen that. So as long as it hurt Black people, They don't care because that's false belief that is
Yes,
only black. Huh?
I guarantee you it hurt a lot of white people because Mississippi, they came out and grows and changed the direction of their politics.
Yeah, but you don't see it on TV. I haven't seen anything on TV with white people hollering they don't, they're losing their snap. I don't see none of that.
Yeah, I saw some footage of
Hello, Ella.
Hey, who's this?
Walter.
Oh, hey, Walter.
Hello,
Are
everyone.
you good today?
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. But I mean, that's the impression they get is that it's only minorities on Link or Snap or whatever they call it, and they don't care.
There's 41 million people on Snap.
Well, they all black,
Right.
according to what they showing on TV.
No, there's a lot of people in a lot of states. 41 million people. That seems like everybody. There's a lot of people.
Well, they need to show their faces.
No.
But as long as they don't think it's hurting their race or their people, they don't care.
I mean, there's the rich and it's the poor. So the rich don't care. So we gotta just fend for ourselves.
Most likely.
So, does anyone know where this is all at? Because I heard that it's back on now.
It is back on, but it's half.
I was talking to somebody on Friday, and they were saying that I know that Illinois is supposed to have like some reserves or whatever, and they said that they got the notification that like some funds had went on their card, and she said it was $12 on there when she looked at the card, and she was like, they might as well just kept that. Like, what they supposed to do with $12?
Right. I've heard some stories similar to that also. But, I mean, if you really want to aggravate the wrong people, or maybe even the right people, they're doing the right thing because I don't think anybody in their right mind would let them just, stop people, especially, and I'm almost sure it's got to be a lot of older people. Well, and young people with kids.
Yeah, that's affect a lot of there's another program, TANF or WIC.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's helping out.
Yeah. Don't take that WIC away. I grew up off kabooms and pet milk.
Powder milk, government cheese.
No, I ain't do the cheese though, but I definitely did that kabooms.
Yeah, what about powder milk?
Nah, no powder milk, pet milk in the can. That's what we called it, pet milk.
Oh yeah, that's for little kids.
On the real.
Yeah.
We survived many a Sunday eating pet milk and kabooms. Yes, sir.
I had them kabooms too, for real.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, how can we be in the land of milk and honey, one of the wealthiest, if not the wealthiest country in the world, and we don't have a way to feed the people that need the food? And I don't care what they say about, well, some people they sell it and all that. Well, that's probably a small majority. And even if they did, why we worry about that when you make?
I think it's about greed. The top 1% is making all the money. There's grabbing, hoarding all the money. Everything is built. Why is we in a hole? $38 trillion in the hole. All the banks got bailed out in 2008. You got to question the government that we're in, Democrat or some kind of Republican. You got to question everything what they're doing now. They're like enslaving us for debt. and they control all that inflation also.
Well, that's one of the things I said earlier about debt. You know, this owes that, this country owes that country. Well, what does that country owe? Who does that owe? I said we all own the
The
doggone plane.
bankers. See what I'll watch the video. If all the debt is owed by someone else, like we owe all this money, we just print it out of thin air. We print all this money out of thin air. How? And what's backing it? There's nothing's backing it, just our tax money. I think they just it's an ongoing cycle, like around the world. Oh, borrow money, borrow, borrow, borrow. But other countries sometimes it's worth nothing. Like Germany, before World War II, the inflation spiked up more than 5,000%, and they sunk that country. So that's why they went to war at that time period. The inflation, they call it inflation. There's hyper like inflation also. So when we create our own inflation and wars and this ongoing cycle, it's like 100-year cycle.
Well,
You gotta read.
Well, I can tell you this much, that at the end of the day, again, everybody owes to everybody, but the person that's taking it all in, who do they owe?
The bankers control everything. Because everything funnels in through the banks. Is that correct? Yes, no?
I don't know. All I know is money is just being printed.
It's like 100-year thing. Remember before British Empire was strong? Now it's our turn to be strong. America.
I don't know if it actually works by the turn. I think it's just certain things just changed in those empires. They missed something. They didn't fight for certain things.
Every empire fell because of the same thing, the same exact thing, corruption, this, that, the same exact things. Every empire fell. Same exact moves. Look at George Soros. He sunk the British pound. Remember that?
No, but tell us a little more. I know the name.
Yeah, he sunk the money in England, made it crash. So if a guy could crash a currency like that, how do you know they're not manipulating currencies in other countries?
Of course they do. China was doing it for several years.
Well, we are well on our way of being sunk. The president gonna sink us before he die or before he leave office.
We are already sunk, but nobody pulled the plug yet. We are already sunk.
Well, that's because they're making money. The rich are making more money.
It's greed.
Yeah,
it's human. Look at this guy. He doesn't pay no taxes. I'm just example. Amazon. He doesn't pay no tax. He's one of the richest. Elon Musk is going to be like a trillionaire. He's going to be the first trillionaire in the world. Does he need all that money? That's like almost like a GDP of like a country.
Well, the way the system is designed for them and not for regular people. With maybe 10 or 15,000 in the bank, it's not designed for us.
See,
we gotta pay tax on that little $10,000.
Yes, with all that money, he could have You know, everybody would have had money. Everybody would have had money in this country. $1 trillion.
That's not the way it's set up. It's not set up like that.
Right. It's definitely not set up like that.
So he's the new what? New Henry Ford because he's selling cars. Now he's gonna move to selling phones.
I don't know if this car is gonna be out too, because I heard China's making some cars that are just as good or better.
I won't never
And
buy
more
it.
affordable.
Elon is
I
the
won't-
real life Tony Stark. He's the first Tony Stark in real life.
Yeah. See me, I won't even buy a electric car because you don't even got all the what you got 200 miles on a charge in the wintertime. No way, Jose.
Well,
Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
what does Elon Musk do to be worth $1 billion?
This is the stock price.
Nothing.
I don't know, man. That number seemed kind of fishy to me, man.
There's inflated prices.
That's what it sounded like.
Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Yes.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
we
man.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to see if anybody heard me. I didn't have anything to say. I was just listening.
Oh, me too.
No, but yeah, the way things are going, there's so many issues on the board on debt. You know, we just had what's his name? What's on Barry? I mean, not Barry. Tiny.
Come on, Mark.
Mark. Yeah, Mark. Heath.
Who?
And he's working. He's working with the Encompassing Center. It's a mental health center that Tiny and others have helped to get obtained and built and put in place in Lawndale about 6 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long, but it really has been that long. And we were talking about the trials and tribulations of what that takes to manage and what they do and what he's doing. And we also spoke of we need the same thing in Austin, but it kind of slipped through the cracks when we were pushing for it with the referendum and the petitions. And,
What are you doing? The housing or dry or alcohol?
It's mental health.
Oh, okay.
Mental health facilities to support and help people with mental health help and issues. And that's but it's a very sticky topic and it's a very sticky situation for people to own up to and ask for that help. But that doesn't mean it's needed. It's most definitely.
So Steve, who closed all the the mental health clinics or hospitals?
Who closed them?
Yes.
Rahm Emanuel. You remember when he was in office and he closed all those mental health clinics?
See, that's wrong.
Rahm
Isn't
Emanuel.
that government funding from the federal government?
It was the city of Chicago mental health. So I don't know how the funding worked, but it was the city of Chicago.
I believe Mayor Johnson reopened 2 clinics though.
Yeah, he reopened too, but that's just like closing a gate after the cows got out of the pasture.
How many did Ron close?
Oh God, he closed about 17. I think it was. I'm trying to think.
Oh wow, okay.
17 or 18. He closed a lot of them.
And then he closed a lot of schools too, like
And then
50.
the schools came
I
next.
know he closed 50 schools.
You know.
It was kind of slick the way he did it because he said, I'm closing 100 schools. Then everybody went into an uproar, stopped protesting and everything. Like, well, I'll tell you what, I only closed 50. Like that was the goal anyway. You got what you planned to do.
And then they also right now they cut funding for anybody to go to school. They cut their funding, so schools are closing now again.
You know, it's interesting you say Rom did that. When the city council was created so that it's supposed to be strong city council, weak mayor, yet the same people, and most of them about to leave now, so they got away with murder. But the same people that was in when Rom and Daley and all these other people messed up Chicago, they still in though.
Yeah, look at Daley opening up like a bank. What kind of stuff is that?
Well, the reason we say that it was that mayor, because those mayors create relationships with those aldermen, and those aldermen get special perks and things, you know. So they favor the mayor, you know. When the mayor says, "Hey, this is my project," so they go that way.
They give them more money in their ward. Oh, here's some more money in your ward. Oh, you got to pass this bill. Okay.
Right. No, I get it. Like, you know, I don't know if the average person that's really not involved in politics understand all of that, but it still goes back to the simple fact of the matter is we blame one person when technically it's multiple people. Because the one person, yeah, he may have the center of power where the concentration of power exists, but the reality is without the people that surrounds him, he doesn't have that same authority. And people get into those positions and be looking out for themselves.
Well,
yeah, but look
I
at
don't believe
Chicago.
that because I'm looking at how Trump is doing everything he does, and there's no accountability. There's nobody he has to ask or go and seek okay to do it. I mean, he just did it.
Well, yeah, that's because they
he's
have
breaking all the rules.
Well, they have
and the
all
Supreme
of the
Court's letting him.
Right.
Well, that's because they have all of the power. The Republicans has the concentration of power though at every single level.
But they didn't tell Trump.
That's true, but that doesn't bypass the Supreme Court.
And then
they just
open up the government now.
If you don't get the Supreme Court to rule on your side, it doesn't matter if you have
but
how
the
many
Supreme
people
Court is conservative too, 4-3.
Yeah, I know. That's why Trump is running amok.
Question. Well, what about this Ketanji Brown? I'm thinking about why would she uphold Trump with the food stamps temporarily? When this other judge said he was going to temporarily let the people have their food stamps, then Trump took it to the Supreme Court, and Ketanji Brown, since that's her area, gave him his way. I don't understand what's going on.
They're playing politics.
I missed that. I didn't see that ruling. I'm sorry, I can't speak to that.
Ella, I think what happened was that she did it strategically because she was concerned that the 6 Republican judges would rule, against, in support of Trump. And so what she did is to say that her stay lasts only 2 days after the appeals court makes a decision. So that therefore another court would weigh in on it. That's not the Supreme Court. Because the Supreme Court is like the supreme joke.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They're very corrupted.
Yeah, so I think that's why, because she is not a Trump supporter. I mean, she's, as I understand it, she supports the Constitution.
I mean, we've been robbed. We've been robbed since 1913.
Is it impossible to find a lovely blender
You
female?
know that,
Someone
right?
on the
You can't
radio is
just blame one
jumping
guy.
on.
You know, I think, well, I'd like to tell you where I'm coming from, which is that there are just countless problems now. And I think that we can be most effective, and I think it's urgent that we all come together, as many of us as we can from as many points of view, and get to work. And my sense is that whether it's mental health or whatever it is, that we do it within the story, in the context of the story of Peacebrook, which is people helping each other and solving these problems as, locally. Because we can talk forever about all the problems going on. And to me, it's no more productive than talking about whatever the sports match was that happened yesterday. It's not going to change the food. It's not going to change the hopelessness, the despair, and all of that. And I think if we're really about hope and opportunity, which is the fundamentals of Peacebrook, that will really help a lot of the mental health stuff, because you'd be crazy not to be crazy during this crazy time.
I think it's
Sounds
a
like
reset.
catch-22.
I think it's the biggest reset since 1929. We got 4 more years.
Well, I think we have right now, and right now is a very precious time. And we should not, squander our time. We need to get together. And the only way I think to effectively get together and solve these problems is to do it together. And, let everybody do what they can do, so that we're all working like a thriving community or company or team or whatever metaphor you want to use, but we're all working in teamwork with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
What's that?
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, and it can be a dream. We can have, there's just endless opportunity for helping each other.
And as you said last week, you broke it all down. Time exchange, Peacebrook, good money.
That's it. Yeah. And the fourth one is networks helping networks, because Steve, you've got a really big network. DeAndre, you've got a big network. We all have networks. And if we can get our networks in sync, that's just a whole other layer of people coming together and helping each other. And all of that is going to give people hope and opportunity.
Oh.
Gotta have hope. So I'm gonna just backpedal a little bit back on SNAP benefits, Link, SNAP, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Barry had asked me the question a week or so ago, and he said, Steve, what are you hearing out there about that? And I'm like, I'm not hearing much. I'm like concerned, chatter to the point where people are like, oh, whoa, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? People were concerned, but I guess they just didn't really believe it was gonna happen. Well, it actually kind of set in by Monday or so this week or Tuesday, people were calling me, or I talked to some people, and they were like, "Yeah, we got half," and I know a lady only got $12, and I know somebody said I don't even want to get involved with it. They're 85 years old. I don't want. I need it, but I don't want to get involved with it because I don't have a car to even go to a store. If I had to go to a store, I had to pay somebody to drive me. And if I had to pay somebody to drive me, whatever little money I got, even if $50, $60, $70, $100 a month, it wouldn't, I wouldn't have much. So I mean,
however, we can organize.
We should be taking care of our seniors in situations like that. The minute that's what Barry's talking about, people
Yep.
looking out for each other and helping each other. There's no reason for that in a community. We call ourselves a community, right? That shouldn't be the case. We should be doing whatever we can for everybody who needs help. And there's going to be more out there, and even we're going to need help.
Eve,
I got
a question.
to feed right now.
And just to keep going with what Diana is saying, that old lady probably has a lot of gifts. There are so many young people who need love and attention.
Hey, Steve, I got a question.
Okay, what is it, Walter?
I got a question. Isn't there Meals on Wheels for senior citizens? Or any senior programs?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, there still is.
They've been impacted too.
Right. Everybody's being impacted even more because you got to think about it. The need was already there. Now you have to necessitate. I'm not gonna say twice as much, but it could be 4 times as much, or as many. So this is what they're dealing with. Don't get me wrong. The food lines are getting longer, and the food lines they ain't blue or red. They're purple.
Yeah.
I was a guy I saw online. There were a bunch of Republicans standing in line getting food, and he said something to the guy about what do you think about the president now or something. He said something that kind of was like, "Hey man, we just want to get our food," and
Well, Steve, there's the short-term problem of that's real immediate, and that's crucial for people. But we also need to look at the longer-term problem. Even if the SNAP benefits continue, there are very powerful forces that want that money to go to them rather than SNAP, rather than poor people. And so we need to come together now and start working on something that can work now and grow and take care of the longer term problem, so we become more independent and more empowered.
I think what this is he's gonna lose the Congress in 2 years.
But what I'm saying is,
he's going to try to rig the vote so that he doesn't lose at all.
No, he is.
He's already talking about
Trump is.
I see the political shift. I see the political shift right now. He's gonna lose the Congress because he's messing with people's lives, with greed, with food stamps. I mean, you can't mess with 41 million. That's a force. That's a big voting bloc.
I get that, but he's already laying down the foundation to disqualify the mail-in votes and to obtain possession of the voting machines. So, and the only way to fight that is to take it through the courts, up to the Supreme Court, and we all know how they'll rule. So there's a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot of situations. I know that the majority of people feel like they want to get rid of him and they're voting that way, which is great. But this man, he is devious, and he is going to do whatever he needs to do to support his stay in the White House. And that's it. He's going to cheat. If you don't think he's going to cheat or try, you know, you're being very kind in your opinion of him.
But Trump is getting weaker physically, mentally,
That's true.
and politically. But that's not the end of the problem, because what gives Trump his power are the ultra wealthy, and regardless of whether Trump is in, whatever is out of there. There are very powerful interests who don't want the money to go to poor people for food. They want that.
Isn't it ultra rich on both sides of the fence, Barry?
I'm just saying ultra rich.
Yeah.
So there's both sides ultra rich. They could swing the
both
voting.
But the both sides.
No doubt there's
Excuse
both
me.
sides with ultra rich, but only one side is undermining the government.
Both
And
sides
that's
are
the
making
ultra rich
money.
who are greedy. It doesn't matter if they're blue or red or purple. The ultra rich who are greedy are the ones who are supporting and perpetrating a lot of this stuff, and who we have to, recognize that no matter who's the front face of the White House, that somebody's pulling his strings behind the scenes with lots of money and influence. More money than you and I can imagine.
It's
There's
class.
the globalist elites.
It's class war.
Yes, thank you, Barry.
And the class war, the more we look at black versus white versus brown versus whatever, Republican versus Democratic, it's pulling people apart. What we need to do is everybody come together and help each other, and get back to the fundamentals of how can we get enough healthy food, healthy people, physically and mentally, and people full of hope.
So, I mean, the food is not healthy because we put all this garbage in our food. And then also, you're talking about class war. I think it's an economic warfare we're having right now.
That's the same thing.
The same thing. It's an existential war because
it's at home. Economic warfare. It's the oldest thing in mankind.
It's just semantics now. Whether we call it an economic war or a class war, it all boils down to the same thing. We shouldn't get bogged down in terminology.
It's a globalist elite class is running everything. Everything we buy.
I think we already said that.
Yeah. So, given all that, the main thing is what can we do to strengthen ourselves and to get the essentials of what we need. And what should we do today and this week in order to move closer to each other and to get more stuff in place? So whether they pay SNAP benefits or they don't, we come together and try to build something, grow something. So no matter which way.
We just got a building that's all one floor, right? And I'm listening to you guys, and the first thing I thought is, gotta put a greenhouse up on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm not kidding. I am concerned about food. I'm pretty sure Austin is in the same boat, right? It's just that everybody is wondering how long whatever food we can get will last.
So when we have a greenhouse on the west side, Garfield Park.
Nice. We don't.
Well, Oak Park doesn't.
I don't live in Oak Park.
I don't know where you live at.
Wherever you live,
I live in
we need
Belmont Cragen.
Oh, okay, I know that area. I
we
mean,
needed
we
every
should.
we needed every we
We should
needed
have
every
it at these parks. We have all these parks. I was talking about it. We should talk to our aldermen, put a greenhouse at these parks. We got all this public land. They're using it to build libraries. Might as well build hydroculture units. You could use water. You don't need dirt to grow plants
well that sounds
everywhere.
great.
Hydroponics is very, very technical, by the way. It takes a lot of understanding to grow plants hydroponically.
Yeah, but Walter, why don't you take it on and see whether you can make some progress with it? Because
you know what? You know what's gonna happen, Barry? What I'll say in front of city council, that move, they'll say no. They'll say no right then and there, and 6 months to a year later, they'll say that is their idea, and then they're gonna start it up.
What does it matter if it feeds people?
Yeah. And
I know that is correct.
Walter, we'll put up a plaque of memory, remembering our idea. This is Walter's idea.
No, I'll put a plaque for you, Barry.
I don't care about plaques.
Peace Brook.
I don't want a plaque. I want you to do Peacebrook.
All right, we're gonna sing Kumbaya. So
if you put in a plaque, you're gonna need a lot of greenhouse homes.
You know what? I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead. I didn't mean to.
I was just gonna say we're gonna need a lot of green homes or houses because
no, Steve. We had Victory Gardens in World War II. I mean, look at this land here we have. Used to be all farmland. So look how much fruit and vegetables I was growing, Steve. Cucumbers, zucchinis, tomatoes.
I'm glad you brought it up. A crate full of bell peppers and yellow and red and green bell peppers. So
I had eggplants, peppers. Look at the west side. They got a lot of vacant land on the west side. It's very we could build a greenhouse.
Well, I'm just saying you gotta really look at how much you can facilitate, because if you don't make enough, people will start stealing it. And
that's what I was just thinking. How safe would it be when people get hungry? You know,
right?
We just give it away.
That's why I thought the roof of the building would be a good safe place.
But we don't have to make a decision. We just have to encourage Walter to go further with what he thinks.
You know how the airport they have a greenhouse.
Lead the way, and then more people will.
I mean,
but just do it, Walter.
It's feasible because you got the airport. They got fruits and vegetables. You know, you just look at all these buildings we have, senior homes, parks. We got a lot of government facilities in this area, libraries even. Just look what we did.
You know what? I think the hunger problem, Walter, when we get to that place, those places, even if we got every park and library and whatnot, I think the hunger problem is going to be so overwhelming that those places will be swamped. And it's really up to people to go back to the Victory Gardens, right? That's the best thing you could advocate for, to get people motivated to start their own little garden.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
The only way you can be sure you got food on your table.
You know what people worry about? How much money would they make so they could grow marijuana? That's the biggest thing right now.
Walter, I hear you talking about it, but I don't hear anything about what actions you're going to take.
Hold on, Barry. Hold on.
I'm gonna buy some seeds, Barry.
Hold on.
I'm gonna buy some seeds.
I got some news that I want to share with everybody. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
The Senate, in a few minutes, will have 8 Democrats that have crossed over to open the government back open. I don't know what the House will do, but the Senate, they have 8 Democrats. Veteran of whatever, say he was number 8, and that's enough to be 60. I don't know who got what out of the deal, but this is getting ready. They got enough 60. They got 60 votes.
For what?
They're gonna vote to end this shutdown of government.
Oh wow! I didn't hear that yet.
No, well, I'm watching MSNBC right now, and I'm watching CNN.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Democrats have voted yes to open the government back up. That's the Senate. Now it has to go to the House. I don't know what they're going to do, but the Senate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know what, but 8 Democrats crossed the line to open the government back up in the Senate. So I don't know who got what. They haven't said that, but they got the 8 votes.
Oh my gosh!
I'm looking there. Yeah.
What does that mean for healthcare?
Oh, that's devastating. I don't want to hear that. That's sad.
Let's see how the House does with it.
Can I say this, please? I think a lot of people are going to be upset because, from what I'm hearing, and I can't go into detail. The healthcare thing is about talking about it later.
Okay.
You know, but some of the people figure, I guess some of the Democrats get pressured, and I don't know all the details. But all I can tell you is that now 8 Democrats have crossed over. And as far as what I'm hearing here, and I can't be sure, I don't see what they've gotten out of it. And I totally agree with you.
Oh my gosh.
Because in my opinion, it's the Republicans' fault.
Wow.
And from Tuesday night, all the success they had, so Democrats swept in all these races on Tuesday.
Right.
I don't understand it myself. But I don't know what the full thing. But I do know was this one young lady over here. This healthcare. It's about let's work on it, and we'll talk about it later. So that's all I can tell you. But 8 Democrats gonna cross over, and it'll go to the House of Representatives.
Right.
So that's it.
Okay. Thanks for that notice, that news, Mr.
Thank
Glover.
you.
You're all welcome.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
all news ain't good news, but
My gosh.
you got to know what's at stake. What else is at stake here? What are they giving up to get? I mean, get people back to work. I mean, we were just talking about, briefly about what's going on, what we're hearing on the streets. But yeah, people are hurting. They really are hurting. But I mean, they still got some reserve somehow.
Well, they're gonna hurt even worse. They're hurting, but it's gonna get worse because now,
Man.
the Republicans feel, we got them now. We're gonna do what we want to do anyway. So your butt's gonna hurt just as bad if they would have held out a little bit longer.
Right.
It's a big game.
That's for sure. It's gonna get worse.
It's a big game. They're playing with people's lives. There's the government.
Yeah,
Well,
and we
there's
gotta play to win. And we got to play to win, Walter. It ain't just a big game. We need to play to win. And I don't give a crap about the government. I'm talking about individual people, on our level. We have to do better for ourselves. Not everybody's gonna make it. I'm gonna tell you straight, not everybody's gonna make it through this crisis.
Well,
people are dying. They watch people die in third world countries without batting an eyelash. hundreds of thousands of people, Walter. I know you know that.
Nigeria,
if
they
he
have
did
a
it
civil
there,
war.
if he did it there, he doesn't have a problem with doing it here.
Nigeria
He
has
could,
a civil war right now.
doesn't matter. We're not in Nigeria. We need to focus on what's
I
going
was
on
about
here.
to say that it's not a good time to be unhealthy in America because it could be very devastating. The other thing is, I just sat in a meeting last Wednesday, I think it was. We met with the old Office of Emergency Management for the city head person. We met with the county's head person for Office of Emergency Management. We met with the IEMA, Illinois Emergency Management, Emergency Illinois Management Group, and we met with FEMA, the heads. We met all 4 heads in person, except the county was via internet. And we asked, what's going to happen with this money? What's going on with money that was supposed to have been allocated to repair people's homes from the flood and, the infrastructure. And they all threw their hands up, like, well, we don't have any money. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have any money? You don't have any money. Debt, this and that, the whole debt thing, and don't have the money. So finally, after sitting with them for an hour and a half, we said, so what's next steps? Well, next steps is, you nonprofits probably need to go to another nonprofit like United Way and ask them to help. It's like, what? We need government to tell us to go to another nonprofit? This is ridiculous. So I asked,
It's not uncommon, Steve. That's not uncommon. Like LISC is a big nonprofit that other nonprofits go to. But it's not good. It's not good.
Whole idea that the government is telling you to go do that, But so the next thing I said was, okay, so we're coming upon tax season, and we're about to pay federal and state taxes. What does that money go?
November 14th is coming, taxes.
I'm like, where does that money go? If indeed we are constantly fighting the battle of we don't have the money that was allocated. I'm just, and they had nothing to say, but okay.
Steve, I got a question.
How about paying pensions? That's where our money's going. Paying pensions.
Hey, Steve, I got a question. I thought you said Danny Davis had $500 million advocated already.
That money got taken back.
Yep.
They got taken back?
He took everything from FEMA, everything that wasn't nailed down.
Wow. Yeah,
and it went beat and bad in red states. He even screwed them over.
It's a lot of
where the taxes are going and where all the money is going is to tax breaks and more money for the ultra rich.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
That's permanent, right, Barry? Those tax breaks are permanent.
That's what, $1 trillion? How much more money they want?
They want it all.
They need enough to burn in hell for eternity to keep them hot.
How much do you have? Let's ask that question.
Well, I mean, would they want to squeeze my penny or squeeze the eagle till he screams?
No, they want to use the old-fashioned dollar bills or $10 or $50 bills when they go to the bathroom.
No, but how much money is enough? You can't even spend all that money.
They can't spend it now. They can't spend it now.
So what the hell
Walter,
they
they're
want?
sick, Walter. They're just sick people. Of course they can't spend all their money, but they're just sick in their man.
In their whole lifetime, they cannot spend it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. That's sickening.
Well, their view is they don't really need anybody. All they need is AI and robots to defend them, and they'll have their own private whatever island or whatever.
Private army.
You know, the essence of it is they want to eliminate people. What do they need them
we're
for?
nothing more than vermin to them. We're as good as rats and roaches to them. Too many of us.
You know what, Barry? We agree on one thing, Barry.
Only one thing? Come on, Walter. We agree
No,
on
that's
more than that.
population control, Barry.
No, it's called extermination.
That's population control. Sterilize everybody.
No, that will take too long. That's why.
We do agree on one thing, Barry.
More than one thing, Walter.
Yes. Uh-oh.
I'm agree on one thing now. I got to get out of here, so we're gonna start closing out, y'all. Cause it's
Night, everyone.
Well, hold tight. You got anything you want to add to tonight before you get off, Diana? Before you leave?
I'm gonna buy seeds, and I'm gonna ask Diana Morado to put a greenhouse up on top of the building.
There you go. You say, build it and they will come, huh? That's how it works. All right. How about you, Tiny? You got anything in conclusion?
Well, I wanted to see if anybody wanted to invest $100 into HNO coin.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And if you're interested, Steve, you got the website or the link they can go to?
Yeah, I have it. I have the.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested, raise your hand or whatever, and Steve can give you the information.
All right, I can send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. All right. How about you, Ella? Anything in conclusion?
No, I'm just disappointed. They got those Democrats over on this side. I'm very disappointed.
We got to see what this is all about.
Okay.
I figure it out. See what it's about.
Yeah.
How about Walter? Anything in conclusion?
Yes. Every weekend we come together. You know, we're fighting, but it's in a good way. We do agree with a lot of things, and we disagree. But that's part of life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to keep being strong, and then we got to fight this big fight.
Right. Fight the big fight. I like that. How about you, Raheem? Anything in conclusion?
Nah, good discussion tonight. Everybody have a good rest of your night, and I'll probably talk to you all next week.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're getting close to Turkey Day, and we trying to organize a giveaway for the 22nd. I'm gonna be probably putting that out by the end of next week because it won't be a lot, but it'll be enough to take care of some people, you know.
So, Steve, are we meeting up November 11th?
You talking about for Toys for Tots? Oh no, you talking about for the yeah. We're gonna do that. We're definitely doing the
veterans. Right on Madison Street.
Yeah, just
all right. We'll all be there.
Everything sounds like a plan. The other thing is who do we have? Oh, the other person, DeAndre, Barry. What you have in conclusion?
I agree with Ella. I'm very disappointed, and hope the Democrats in the House don't go along. And I agree with. I admire Diana's statement that she's going to get a greenhouse going, and I think that's great.
Make America green again.
But listen, I got enough members to worry about feeding them.
America, the land of the free, home of the brave.
Yes.
That's,
Yeah, we need
that's
to
us.
remember that. Yeah.
We the people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is right. All right, Dan.
Nosotros la gente.
What about Tiny?
Hey. Nabla.
Hey, Steve, we're having an Arnold.
Oh, I forgot to send. I talked to him last week. I forgot to send it to him, but I do make sure. I sent it before, but I don't know. He was out of town, but he's back.
He needs to come on, man.
Yeah,
That's our guy.
We gotta get Arnold back in tune. Okay, y'all. What you?
No, it's Steve, Tiny.
Yeah.
Hi, Tiny.
Hey, how's it going?
Tiny already spoke.
I did, yeah.
Oh, you said you're closing?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
What? Tiny did?
I did. I talked about the coin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of coin is it? Bitcoin or what?
It's like a Bitcoin, but it's for energy. It's for hydrogen. And it's you could buy it before it hits the market.
Oh.
So it's less than a penny now.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A really good deal.
Right.
Well, maybe we should have a Peacebrook coin.
Yeah. What? Backed by
what is it gonna have your face on there, Barry? You gonna put your face on there?
No, not my face. No, it's not about me at all.
Yes, it is.
No.
You're Barry. Come on, Barry.
Okay, everybody. Have a good night.
All right.
Good night.
God bless
Hold
you.
on. Hold on. DeAndre's gonna take us out. DeAndre.
Yeah, man. Well, I was gonna say,
what you got? Because I heard you doing. Wait.
Oh yes, yeah. That's what I was gonna mention. So I had a church reach out to me and they were saying they do basket giveaways every year. So they wanted to just partner with me to see if there's any families in need. So if you all know of any families in need, just let me know so I could pass on the information to the church. They're also looking for volunteers that could potentially drive the stuff to the families if they aren't mobile, which is something that I intend to do to help out. But yeah, just they're looking for names and by the 15th. And then the other thing is this little cafe right off the corner from me. It's right here on Madison and Lamont, I think that is. And they do a Thanksgiving food, a feeding day, if you will. So it's November 23rd. They're gonna do it. So if anybody interested in any of those, come on through. Send me some names and come on through to this little cafe right here. Either way, that's it. And like I said, I'm not doing anything else here at the Rooted Center, but I'm gonna look to volunteer my time and stuff. So if y'all got anything coming up that fits in the schedule, I'm happy to support. Anyway, like I like to say in closing, they didn't give us a seat at the table, so we created our own. We have open seats, and we just trying to welcome y'all home. Thank y'all for allowing us to welcome you to Northwest Austin Council. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Later.
Good night, everyone.